Hello and welcome to the LAArtist Podcast. My name is Mr. David Rano and we are here on location at the Other Art Fair presented by Saatchi Art. And we are here to chat with the artists. Let's go do that. Hello and welcome to... Wait, were you recording? Or did I? Oh, recording now. Hello and welcome to the LAArtist Podcast. We're here at the Other Art Fair and we have Parker coming from San Diego. He has a lot of amazing artwork that caught my eye because of the textures. And so Parker, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your art?
Yeah, I'm 25 years old and I'm born and raised in San Diego, California. It's my first time showing at an art show here in LA. I've been an artist for the last 7 or 8 years. I got my degree in studio arts from San Diego State University. Kind of did a wide range of practice in jewelry making, ceramics, painting, studied art history along the way. So now I say my practice outside of school is sort of interdisciplinary, where I kind of mix all the different disciplines I learned in school all together. And yeah, happy to be here.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's cool to be able to learn all the different mediums. Was there like a specific medium that you kind of caught your attention more than some of the other ones?
Well, I feel like I've always had sort of like a soft spot and like a core in my heart for painting, and studying art history specifically works in the medium of painting. I feel like that influences myself as just purely a designer. And then once I really honed in my craft of understanding how to sculpt and make work three-dimensional in college, I was really drawn to ceramics and working with organic material, kind of just embracing my own sort of testament to the human touch with a material like that. And it's just really influenced my work to what it is now.
That's awesome. And so like a lot of your work, would you say it would be a little more abstract?
Yes, I would say my work is all fully abstract. I hardly ever really make work that's representational, although sometimes if you look in my portfolio of work, you'll see some hints at figuration. I like to do some things that kind of hint at that, but mostly it's purely abstract.
Like just a couple little hidden gems here and there.
Yeah.
I can dig that.
Yeah.
And then like I saw, can you tell us a little bit about the different materials that you use? Because the texture here kind of looks like almost cement.
Yeah. So these works specifically, these are my paintings, but the heavy texture that you see, I actually mix coffee grounds in with my acrylic paint, and then it dries sort of like this natural clay aesthetic. So that's kind of like an homage and sort of an ode to my background as a ceramic artist. I'm kind of implementing this 3D sort of sculptural practice into my two-dimensional work. And also working with organic material, much like clay is. Coffee is an organic material. I'm also just a huge coffee snob and lover. So for me, that's just really fun to use some sort of non-traditional material into my work, and it just makes it fun.
Yeah, that's really cool. I would never think to use coffee grounds to be able to get that texture. And then with that, working, you mentioned about using nature and natural materials. Does that also influence your color palette?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like the biggest source of inspiration, which is sort of a broad topic, is it's always so hard to answer that question. But I always say nature is one of the biggest inspirations, and not nature as in just saying like plants and trees and water and stuff, but nature as a human being, kind of both of those aspects. But in terms of color palette, yes, absolutely. I'm always leaning towards kind of like subtleties in natural earth tones, things that just kind of exist in like the natural world. Like I said, I fell in love with doing ceramics, and so ceramic clay colors have always been something that inspired me. But in terms of nature also informing sort of the subject matter of my work, a lot of this handmade gesture is sort of, and these organic forms and lines are all kind of inspired by just spontaneity and the natural human touch.
And then a fun question to throw at you. What drink would you, either be a drink or food, would you be able to enjoy while you're looking at your art? That would be a good pairing.
Well, I feel like it's perfect to drink coffee while I'm looking at my coffee paintings. Preferably black coffee, a light roast, that's my favorite. But yeah, coffee, why not?
Morning, evening, night?
Coffee all times of the day, coffee before bed.
I love that. And then a final question that we love to ask our artists that have been, especially if they've been able to work with different mediums, is what advice have you received that you would like to pass on to other artists that maybe are starting out?
Man, that's a hard question, but a really important question. I feel like it's important to continue to always experiment and always play around with different mediums, different practices within each of those mediums, and figure out what it is that you like, but then also find a moment where you're like, okay, I'm really confident about this one specific thing I like to do, and really just try to focus on that for a certain period of time. It doesn't mean that you need to stop doing all these other things. Like, I'm always interested in all sorts of mediums, but it's good to find something and really explore, study all of that, make a body of work, see how it all exists with each other, see how like a body of work looks as a family, and you step back and see how it all sort of exists together. And that'll really help you define your style as an artist. Now, as an artist, just like your works are always evolving and your style is going to change, but it's good to get the ball rolling. I feel like that's always the hardest part. To get the ball rolling, find one thing you're really excited about and you're confident about that you know you do well, and just really study that and try to develop a body of work in that style. And then you can put it together as sort of like a cohesive example and then start to see how it goes.
I like that. That's amazing. Yeah, because we should always be learning, but if we find something that we really love, focus on that. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. Thank you.
Yeah. And again, we'll put all his information in the description below, so you can be able to check out his work and what other shows he'll be a part of. And yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Thank you guys.
Cheers. You have been listening to the LAArtist Podcast. Feel free to like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss the latest episode. You can see bonus content on our Instagram at LAArtist Gallery, as well as our website, laartistgallery.com/podcast. Stay creative, keep creating, and no matter what, be passionate about your art.